Hey there, it's your boy Charles Barkley, and I'm here to show you today how to play the bird, Tokoyami. So I've got a basic setup of what a turn 1 would have looked like, and I'm going to go in and show what a turn 2 actually mechanically looks like, just so people can understand, because I've seen a lot of people have confusion on how exactly some of this stuff works. So first off, I've drawn a hand. Which is pretty good. Then we're gonna take that and we are going to lead off with Dark Shadow Ruin. So I need to check a 5. We get a 3. That's not great, but it is what it is. So we'll commit down here with the hand we already have. Let's commit down the Calling for Backup in the Heroic Lineage. And we have played our attack. Then our first enhance here, provided we have nothing pressing going on, would be to mill our 5 and see if we can find another Dark Shadow. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have. So we take that, add it to our hand. So now we have 3 of them in hand. Then we'll take the actions don't count towards progressive for this turn action, which means that we don't have to count that card when we're seeing how many we've played before for our future checks. So with that going on, we then would play Summon Dark Shadow. We would need to check a 3 because this adds 1, making it a 5. We're good. Then to signify that this doesn't count towards progressive, I like to pull it down just to mark for my own benefit that this doesn't count. Some way to visually identify that the card isn't part of the chain for counting progressive. Now, once we have played this action, we played it as the enhance. So, as an enhance, it does your next check to play a card this turn gets +3, commit your character. So, we commit our character due to the effect, and we get +3 to our next check. All right. Then we would take that, and it would immediately, while it's in effect, we would have the +1 speed and damage, which happens when it enters the card pool. So that would raise this to a 5, 6. All right. This would have been our opportunity to trigger Heroic Lineage, because that is when it had gotten the speed buff, is on playing this. But that is that. So we would then, now that our character is committed, we can use the +1 enhance off of it. We can no longer use the ability to discard 5 off the top of the deck to draw, or to put a Summon Dark Shadow in hand, because we are now committed. But we can now do this. So we'll do that, adding 1, making it a 7 damage. Then our opponent would get a chance to enhance, and then we would do +1 off of Stronger in Darkness, because our character is committed, making it an 8. Then we would take our attack has received a speed and damage bonus, giving it +3 damage, and the stun 1 quality. Then we would have to take a separate action to use the stun 1. So the next enhance would be, we could be stun 1, and they would have to commit 1 foundation. Then after that, we could use our nervous habit if we were so inclined to raise that speed to a 6, which would be pretty nice. So we would lose 1 health and go up to a 6 speed. So we have then we would pass Assuming they have nothing more, they have to deal with a 6 speed, 11 damage attack. That's pretty great. Then we would play with this hand, probably a Dark Shadow Talon. We would need a 4, 5. But we get +3 due to this, so we only need to check a 2. That's a 3. We are still good. Alright, so with that down, it immediately becomes a 5/5 as entering, which would be an opportunity to trigger Heroic Lineage if we had it up. Then we would take our first enhance here, which we don't have a Summon Dark Shadow in discard, but if we did, that would be a great time to do it, because we already have the Dark Shadow Ruin down, so them being in the card pool wouldn't count towards progressive. In this case, we would play another one, and I would need a 2, 3, 4. Check to 5, we're good. This would enter as this would now make this a 6/6, and our next check would get +3. Then our next set of enhances could be 7, 8, making this an 8 damage attack. And we could lose 1 more health to raise this to a 7, which, that seems spicy. Why not? And that's a 7 high 8. Probably not a great time for our opponent. Then, having them dealt with that, we would play Dark Shadow Slash. Which is going to be a 4, 5, 6. With the +3, we only need to check a 3. That's a 5. We're all good. So this would enter as a 3, 6. This would again be an opportunity to use Heroic Lineage. Anytime either this enters or the attack enters with one of those on the stack. So we would take our enhances in turn of +1 damage from here on Tokoyami, making it a 7. +1 on the Stronger Darkness, because we're committed, making it an 8. +2 from this, because our character is committed, making it a 10. And then, just to top it off, we could play our third Summon Dark Shadow, making it needing a 2, 3, 4, 5. 5. We're all good, making this a 4, 11. Then, with all that, we could go and lose 1 more health to raise this to a 5. That's pretty great. Why not? And then we'd use the enhance here. If your character, or if this attack gets +1 speed for each ally card in your card pool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that would make this an 11 speed 11 mid, which that's, if they don't have a plus ultra or something, that's probably going to be a pretty strong punch to finish out this chain. Then we've got a couple blocks left over, and that would be our turn. All right, if you have any further questions, feel free to hit me up in the comments. Thank you, and have a great night.